Recording in progress.
So that was January of 1976 when we moved in. Construction going on during the winter, and it worked out fine. The house, if we keep going with the house, an old house always needs things. The driveway was asphalt, and that was cracking and was not really what we thought would last very long. I don't remember when we had that done. I think it was after we did the deck and stuff in the back. Was it? Yeah, so we moved in 1976, and then in 1984, we decided to redo the outside, the backyard. There was a patio out there of bones sitting down outside the porch, and it had been just not much done to it when the house was remodeled as we moved in. That remodeling involved moving the kitchen and dining room walls 7 feet together into the backyard. And we decided it'd be nice to have a better patio and a deck, if we could arrange it. It would go around the porch. There's a sun porch, what do you call it, or a Florida room, or whatever, on the side of the house. And that was not really connected to the backyard. There was a gate out there. The backyard was fenced in, which we liked because we had a small dog, and that made it easy for us to handle the dog. But the side wasn't really very convenient to use. The porch entry into the backyard was complicated and an old sort of rundown fence. So we asked a landscaping company to come in and design something for us, which they did. They designed a sort of deck that came from the side Florida room, Florida porch, into the back and around, and sort of looked over the pond that was there. And then they designed a brick patio and used the flagstones then to create a walkway from the brick patio to the gate by the garage so that you could come into the backyard from the driveway. That was done in 1983 and worked out very well for us. And it was a little bit after that time when I relined the pond, because the pond was cement but had cracked. And while I would fix the crack each spring, the next winter it would just open up again. So I knew we had to do it. So we found out about how to do that, bought a liner, emptied the pond out, lined it with a rubber sheet, arranged for drainage, and established it as a fish pond with water plants in it. And that essentially, with the landscaping that went with the new deck and the patio, it made a nice backyard for us with water iris and a variety of other flowering bushes out there. Meantime, Ardith was working on the garden. We were growing some food plants in the garden for a while, but also flowers.
And then somebody came with a dog that liked to eat our tomatoes.
I don't know anything about that.
No. And so we gave up after a while growing tomatoes out there, but the flower garden stayed. And then somewhere, I don't remember when now exactly, maybe the late 80s, we knew we had to redo the driveway. So we arranged for the asphalt to be dug out and a cement driveway to be poured. That driveway is there today. And then much later, in the 90s, I think, we have a lot of wall around that house. It's a corner house, and there's a barnstone wall that went up both sides of the driveway and then up the street, down the street, and around the corner. It's almost 400 feet of wall. And that was beginning to cave in. And I was putting stones back, and they're big, heavy stones. And as I was getting older, I was thinking this is probably not a good idea for me to wrestle these stones around and try to figure out how to do that. So then we saved up for a big expense to have the wall completely redone. Yes. So a masonry company came in and they pulled all the stones out, that whole wall. We had a lot of Texas bushes along the side of the driveway and up the street west of the driveway. And those had been in there, I think, since the house was originally landscaped. So they were large and somewhat overgrown. And the folks came to do the wall, said, we can't save your bushes if we're going to do the wall. We have to take them out. Meantime, I had been cutting those bushes, trimming those bushes year in and year out, up on ladders and moving around these tall Texas bushes. And actually, that sounded like a pretty good idea to me at that point. So we said, that's fine, take the bushes out. So they pulled all the stones out. They pulled those bushes out, then dug a trench where the wall was going to be, put drainage pipes in the trench and gravel. They said they could pretty much guarantee that that wall wasn't going to move the way it had before.
Hold on one sec.
Recording stopped.